little sprouts! It's Miss Amy, and I am so excited to see you all today. We have so many exciting things to learn about today. But first, I see some friendly faces. All right, let's see. I see Aiden and Ezra and Wisdom. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Ezra. Hi, Wisdom. And I also see Boston and Sayla and Finley. Hi, Boston. Hi, Sayla. Hi, Finley. And I see Aria and Atlas and Stefania. Hi, Aria. Hi, Atlas. Hi, Stefania. And I see Mikey and Elena and Georgia. Hi, Mikey. Hi, Elena. Hi, Georgia. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Today, we are going to be learning all about Jesus. That's right. We're going to learn about how Jesus died for us and how he rose again and he's alive and all about how much he loves us. All right, so every day for Holy Week, we're going to get together and learn all about the story. Okay, it's going to be so much fun. So I have my Finding Jesus doll, all right? So every day we're going to look for our Finding Jesus doll, and then it's going to have some puzzle pieces in the back, all right? So we'll take the puzzle pieces out, we'll build our puzzle and read the Bible verses, and then we're going to hear the story in a way that's really easy to understand, all right? And then we're going to have a craft at the end. Okay, so every day this week, from today until Easter Sunday, I will see you to talk more and learn about the story of Jesus. All right, I am so excited, okay? So let's go and look for our Finding Jesus doll and see where he is.
Hi, little sprouts. It's time for Finding Jesus today. Let's go and see where he is. Is he in my baskets? No. We gotta keep looking. Here's my bells, my makeup stuff. That's all I see. Is he in my kitchen? Nope. We gotta keep looking. Is he in my barn? Nope. We gotta keep looking. Oh, yay! We found Jesus! Now let's go look in our studio, okay, little sprouts?
All right, we have 3 puzzle pieces today. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so let's see. Let's read our Bible verse that goes with puzzle piece number 1. It says, Jesus comes to Jerusalem as king. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me." All right, so there's puzzle piece number 1. Let's add puzzle piece number 2. And then we're going to read the verse for puzzle piece number 2, the triumphal entry. The next day, the great crowd that had come for the festival heard that Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem. They took palm branches and they went out to meet him, shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the King of Israel." All right, so we've got puzzle piece number 2 and 1 more for today. Puzzle piece number 3. Let's put that one in too. All right, this one says, Jesus predicts his death. Jesus replied, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Very truly, I tell you, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed, but if it dies, it produces many seeds." All right, so we've got our puzzle. Now let's go learn more about the story. All right, so we found Jesus, we read the Bible verses, we've started to build our puzzle, and now we're going to learn a little bit more about the story, okay, to make it a little bit easier to understand. So, it's Palm Sunday today, and today is the day that Jesus rode into Jerusalem. Do you remember what animal Jesus rode on? Do you remember? It was in the Bible verse. Yes, that's right. Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey. So here is our little donkey, and here's Jesus. Jesus asked his disciples to go and get him a donkey. So here's Jesus and his donkey. Jesus is riding into Jerusalem, and the people were so excited that Jesus was coming. And so they were all standing around, so excited, waiting for Jesus to come into Jerusalem. And they were waving some palm branches. Remember? They were waving some palm branches. And do you remember what they were saying? They were saying, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. That's right. So we have Jesus riding on the donkey coming into Jerusalem, and we have the people over here who are so excited to see Jesus. And so they're waving their palm branches and they're saying Hosanna. All right, that part of the story was from the first 2 verses that we read, all right? And then we read a 3rd verse. Remember about the wheat kernel? Yes, so a kernel of wheat is like a tiny little seed. Okay, so in that verse, Jesus is talking to his disciples and his friends, and he tells them that just the same way that a seed has to go into the ground and then grow to produce lots of seeds, that Jesus was also going to have to go into the ground. All right, and then he was going to come back up just like the seed of wheat. Yes, so Jesus was telling them that he was going to die and that he would come back to life. That's right. That's what our 3rd verse was about. Today we're going to do a short craft to help us remember the part of our story that we learned today, all right? So let's see. I have a green sheet of paper, which if you don't have green paper, you can just use some white paper and then you can color it in green, okay? So some green paper. I've got some tape. I have 2 straws, 1, 2, and I've got some scissors. All right, and you might need some help from your parent or grown-up with the scissors, okay? So today we are going to be making palm branches, just like the ones that the people were waving when Jesus came into Jerusalem. All right, so let's see how to do this. We're going to fold our paper just like that, okay? And then we're going to cut kind of a leaf shape. All right, so we're going to start up here, cut around, and then kind of come in at the end to make a leaf shape. All right, let's open it. There we go. That looks like a leaf, doesn't it? Yes. All right, now we're going to fold it back, and on this open side, we're going to cut all the way down, all right, to make the leaves. Okay, let's see how many cuts we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, I cut 8 times on my branch, or my leaf right here. All right, so now it's looking like this. See all those little pieces? All right, so now I'm going to take my 2 straws and we're going to tape them onto the back of the leaf. All right, so here we go. I've got some tape. I'm going to put my straw right here on the back of the leaf, all right? So let's tape that on. We'll do 1 straw. There we go. I've got 1 done, and then, see, here's my 1 straw right here, And I'm going to tape my other straw right underneath that one so that we can wave our branches, okay? Let's see. There we go. Almost finished taping. One more piece. All right. Oh, whoops, we forgot to tape our straws together at the top so they don't bend. Okay, here we go. Now I've got my palm branch and I can wave it. Look at that. Waving my palm branch, just the way that the people did when they welcomed Jesus into Jerusalem. Remember, Jesus was riding on the donkey and the people were waving their palm branches. And do you remember what they said? They said, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. That's right. So now you'll have a palm branch to wave, just like the people when they welcomed Jesus. Thank you so much for learning with me today. I'm so excited to be talking all about the Easter story with you. It's so exciting. All right, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, all right, to learn about the next day and what happens. We're going to hear our story. We're going to look for Jesus. We're going to build our puzzle, read the verses, and we'll have another craft. All right, it's going to be so much fun. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.